Oh yeah, that's an issue. So that is a lot of water, and at this point, I would say that we are not in a good situation. Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are back in Stormworks, and today we're checking out the RMS Britannic by Ice Monster. So yeah guys, let's get into the video. Alright, so here we are on board the Britannic, and this is really cool. This is actually one of my favorite liners in the Olympic class fleet, and unfortunately it never really got to be at this stage because it sank as a hospital ship. So yeah, really unfortunate, and that anniversary is coming up pretty soon as well. And I'm also joined by Jlkillen, and unfortunately, he will not be joining us in the game. He'll be joining us over the phone because multiplayer is a bit buggy right now, so it's just easier doing it this way. So, Jlkillen, what are the differences between the Titanic and the Olympic and the Britannic?
Yeah, so some of the primary differences on board would include the large gantry davits located on, the boat deck, and actually some on the stern deck as well. The raised cargo hatches on the well decks. The Monkey's Island on top of the bridge, which was also added on Olympic, the enclosed promenade forward of B deck, the new organ in the grand staircase, the children's playroom on the boat deck, removal of the reading and writing room alcove, which was replaced with additional cabins, some new B deck cabins, the expansion of the a la carte restaurant, the enclosed third class promenade on the aft well deck, the stern superstructure, and the raised bulkheads and watertight doors.
Alright, so thank you, Jlkillen. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start up the ship. So we're going to go ahead and hop in here, and if you've seen the videos on the Titanic and the Olympic that Ice Monster made, it is pretty much the same. All you got to do is click these two, and also light boilers if you want. I think that's just a cosmetic thing, but I mean, we're just going to do it anyways. And then central turbine engine. I mean, you can do it in whatever order you want. As long as they're all on, you should be good. And then we're going to go over here and throttle these all up. Now make sure you have infinite fuel, infinite electricity, and also turn off damage, vehicle damage, because you will get an explosion if you don't. Now, as you mentioned, Jlkillen, we've got a Monkey's Island, and that is pretty much just an area above the bridge, and it usually has a binnacle, and we can see it does have one here. So, there we go. Now, where else should we go from here, Jlkillen? I know there's a lot to explore, so let's sort of find the nearest location and go to it.
Well, I guess the closest that you could see from where you are, if you look over there, is the raised cargo hatch lids.
Yeah, I can see that there, and you can actually see that it looks really accurate to some of the photos as well. So actually going down and seeing these cargo hatches, we do have two double doors on either side. And where do those go? Yeah,
so down here we actually have a faster way to get down to the third class open space.
Yeah, and as you can see, we've got D deck and we also have E deck here, and it also goes even further down to F deck and I believe G deck. I could be wrong. Oh, nope, it actually does go down to G deck, but I don't think you'd really want to go down here because it's just the mail room, and if you're going to be sorting mail, then great, but if you don't want to deal with that, then, yeah, I wouldn't recommend coming down here unless you want to steal mail. Why would you steal mail? Anyways, here we are, and we're going to go back up because there's nothing really new down here. Alright, so back up on the deck, where are we going next?
I guess we could head to the forward B deck promenade, because that is actually a new addition. They removed some of the cabins that were forward on B deck and actually replaced it with an enclosed promenade here.
Now, I do notice that there are cabins in here, so actually, I think they just shortened them, right? Unless I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think for the most part, most of them are shortened.
Yeah, that does make sense, and yeah, I guess that's this space covered, but there's some more spaces just over here. Of course, this is going to be familiar to a lot of you. This is the private promenade, and it looks really, really nice. But there's something on the other side that's also very interesting. So if we go over here, we should have another cabin. And this one also has a private promenade, just not as grand. Well, not as large. So as you can see, super, super nice. Really love the detail in here. It's been decked out with all of these nice crown molding details, and that is just something that is super awesome to see. But yeah, we've got a lot to visit today, and we may return to this room when the ship is eventually sinking, which will also be cool to see because I have not seen the sinking in this yet. Alright, so we're going aft on B deck, and here we are in the second grand staircase. And there is a new space over here, so what was this?
Yeah, so over here we actually have an extension, which is actually another extension, because if you remember, from Olympic to Titanic, it was extended over to the port side, but now it's also extended over to both sides.
And it really does show how popular this room was. I mean, it was so popular that they expanded it on Olympic and also Titanic. Unfortunately, Titanic sank. But yeah, now it's been fully expanded here. And it is really sad to see that this room never got to be like this. And the ship went down in the hospital variant and not, well, in this variant. I mean, I really wouldn't want to see the ship sink in this variant because it is so nice. It is really amazing to see all of this being included in all 3 Olympic class liners, so I'm excited to check out what's next. Now we're going to continue aft, and now we're going to be on the stern of the ship, or, well, right near the stern of the ship. And what's new here?
Yeah, so here you can actually see the raised stern superstructure here, and the deck below is actually an enclosed third-class promenade that's located on the aft well deck.
I can definitely see why this could have been added. I'm not a structural engineer or an expert on ship plans, but I do know that with this piece here, it makes it a little more streamlined, knowing that all of this has just been added to the stern. But, do you guys like this? Let me know in the comments whether you like this addition or you're not a fan of it. But anyways, let's go ahead and let's continue aft. And Jlkillen, do you want to talk about what we see here?
Yeah, so here you have basically just the raised part of a superstructure on top of the stern, and like you said, it houses these large gantry davits on the stern as well.
And you can see it is a pretty tight fit, but we do have the docking bridge sort of nestled in here. You're not going to be able to see forward, but you can see aft, and that's what really matters. I don't know if I could signal to the bridge. I mean, I would have to have a really long flagpole or something to wave at them, but yeah.
I mean, they do actually have a telephone right there. It's that bronze sort of tall piece standing behind the wheel there. That is actually supposed to be a phone that connects to the bridge.
Oh yeah, you're right. I totally forgot that. And yeah, there's one on the bow as well, right?
Yeah, there's one on the bow, there's one back here, and there's one in the crow's nest, and one down in the engine room. I'm not sure if there are any more that were added on Britannic, but those are the 4 main ones that I know of, especially for Titanic at least.
Yeah, I think it was the same on Britannic, but I don't know, I'm just guessing. So yeah, we got this extra bit of superstructure, and we have those gantry davits, and we also have some interior as well. Alright, so here we are, and I'm completely forgetting what this room is. I know it's some sort of general room or smoking room. Do you know what it is, Jlkillen?
I'm not too sure myself, actually. I want to say that it might be some type of 3rd class, maybe even a 2nd class general room of some kind. I'm not sure.
Yeah, if you guys know in the comments, please feel free to correct us. It's always good to know rather than to not know, so we do appreciate that. We're going to go ahead and we are going to continue down. Or actually, well, I don't know if there's anything else down here. Let's find out. And there are no doors here, so yeah, I guess that's it. Now, conveniently, we are right where the well deck on the Olympic and the Titanic were, at the stern at least, and as you can see, it's enclosed. So that is interesting. Let's continue forward. Alright, so here we have the bottom of the aft grand staircase, which makes us on C deck, and we do have some new cabins as well. So right over here we have a new one. Very, very nice. Actually, I think it's a new one. I could be wrong. And continuing forward, we do have the suites as well. We should take a look at that, but first, we have this cabin. So that is really, really cool, and continuing forward, and wow, that's actually really interesting. We're looking all the way along the ship. But we've got the suites right over here, and they just cross over like this. And over here, we have the purser's office, and it looks like it really hasn't gotten a change. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Is this new?
It does look new, yeah.
Well, there's a change.
Yeah, so another significant change, especially for safety, would be the raised bulkheads and watertight doors. I think that they were raised up to C deck, I believe.
Yeah, from what I recall, they did go up to C deck, and here we have a revolving door, which is new. Alright, so there is something new in the reception room, and that would be the vestibule, or, well, the lack of one. It's sort of changed. Well, it really has changed. As you can see, it's, well, it no longer exists. Now, Jlkillen, where should we go next?
Yeah, so I guess the next closest thing, since we're at the grand staircase, would be the organ on the grand staircase and the children's playroom that was added on the boat deck from the opposite side of where the gym's located.
Alright, sounds good. Let's go there. Alright, so we're saving the best, well, not for last, but pretty close to the end here. And, yeah, look at this. This is really, really impressive. I mean, you've got the organ here, we've got the staircase, it's got that interesting banister, and, yeah.
Yeah, so a thing I think I forgot to mention was the removal of the reading and writing room alcove, which was actually replaced with additional cabins down on A deck.
We should go check that out as well, and it is just right over there, so we will in just a moment. But going over here, we have the children's playroom. So nothing really interesting here. I mean, it's a playroom. However, it does have some really nice views of the ocean, and apparently just a random island. Now, one other thing that I do think is interesting is the addition of elevators on boat deck. And my question is this for wheelchair accessibility or just for sort of comfort? I'm not sure what the idea was for this, but I think it's great because you can now get from E-deck to boat deck without having to take the stairs. So yeah, very cool. And over here we have where the cabins would be, and this is sort of taking up where the alcove was for the reading and writing room. And if we go to the reading and writing room, we will see that it is no longer there. And in here we can see that the alcove is gone, and that is pretty much it. Alright, so we are now done with the tour, and it's time to sink the ship. Now, if you do want to check out the creation yourself, a download link will be in the description, and I should warn you, with most large builds on Stormworks, you do need a powerful PC to run it, and I do recommend using low physics settings, and don't run it with the lights on, because it does tend to lag a lot, and that just comes with any large build on Stormworks. With a lot of lights, you're going to get a lot of lag, so recommend syncing it during daytime, and that's what we're going to do now. So, yeah, let's go. Now, syncing is as easy as 1, 2, 3, or actually even simpler than that, because it is just one button. So, we're going to turn off the engines. Okay, that did not work. I just realized I have to actually throttle it down, so make sure you do that. So, place your votes now. Will the ship sink like the real Britannic or something completely different? I don't know. We're about to find out. Alright, here we go. And we are now sinking. So, nothing too out of the ordinary. At this point, I am not concerned. So I think the wise thing to do is to go down below and see if there's any water flooding in. Alright, here we go. Moment of truth. Ooh, that's a little spooky. Let's hop on down. Oh my gosh! Hello, water. Now, is it flooding into the cargo hold? Let me find out. You know what's interesting? Now that I've been reminded of water, we did miss a place. Do you know what that is?
Would that be the pool?
Yes, it would. The pool is furnished. So, we'll go check that out. Here it is, folks. I apologize. We almost missed the pool. And, yeah. Here it is. Very nicely done. Totally furnished. And, yeah. Now, what's around here? Oh. Here we have the Turkish baths. Pretty much the same. But yeah, once again, still cool. Here we are very far forward. If you know this space, you'll know that this is the spiral staircase. And, oh yeah, that's an issue. So, that is a lot of water. And at this point, I would say that we are not in a good situation. Now, one interesting thing, it's sinking level. And by level, it's not listing. It does have a forward trim, but so far nothing crazy. We are in a bit of shallow water. We actually may hit the bottom before we fully go down, which would be pretty accurate for Britannic. As you know, it did hit bottom before it fully sank, and that's why the bow is broken off on the wreck. So we have a radial davit. We don't need that boat. Did I just... Oh boy, I think I just released the boat up there. Oh, there we go. Disaster averted. We're gonna get rid of this boat first. There we go. Don't need this one. And there it goes. Okay, now time to use the gantry davits. Here we go. Oh, wow, they do work. Holy cow. Oh, gosh. Okay, so that is what you call a failed launch. And that's why you raise the boat. And we are trimming forward a lot now. It only means one thing. We are sinking, and sinking very quick. We have started trimming forward a lot. Oh, my gosh. Jlkillen, what are your thoughts on this?
Not good.
Yeah, really not good. I can visibly see the water moving. Okay, you know what?
You might want to lower it.
Alright, yep, that's what we're going to try to do. We're starting to list. This is not good. Oh my gosh. Alright, so it is a manual disconnection, and yeah, it is way too late at this point. We are rolling over very quick. But holy cow, let's go into the grand staircase. I mean, that is not a rational idea at all. But yeah, as you can see, it is flooding rather realistically, because it would be sort of at this angle. And I heard something disconnect. Oh! Whoa. Interesting. The funnel sort of disconnected and then connected again. Oh, there it goes. And the funnel collapsed. Well then, let's keep moving. The ship seems to have paused its sinking. And I could be wrong, but it may have hit bottom. Oh my gosh, it is going down. All right, I'm jumping overboard. Here we go. Oh, there goes the other funnel. Oh my gosh. Yeah, look at the bow going straight to the bottom there. This is it. Using no-clip mode, we can really see what's going on here. The ship is now just hitting the bottom, and the stern is out of the water, so this is actually sort of accurate. We're definitely going to have to return to this and check it out again and try to, well, get some boats off in a realistic manner. But for now, we're going to watch the ship go down, and that'll be it. Here it is from a distance, and that is just an insane view. Alright, so here I am on the stern, and it's not looking good. There's not much of it left. And another very eerie view down inside the interiors of the ship as they begin to flood and disappear. So yeah, just the docking bridge remains, and the ship is gone. So yeah, what an amazing creation. I highly recommend, if you can play with the model, download it, show the creator some support, and if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and a comment, and I'll see you next time, guys. Goodbye.